Redskins do something they haven't done in 5 years? The Cowboys are trying to rediscover their winning combination, while the Falcons aren't just trying to win. The Jets haven't won at home in 364 days. Is there a battle at quarterback brewing in Buffalo? They brawled 3 weeks ago. Now the Steelers and Oilers battle for the lead in the AFC Central. The Broncos unleashed their top-ranked ground attack against the Ravens. We'll lead you into battle with our best on NFL Prime Time. Mark. Hello once again, everybody. I'm Chris Berman. Welcome to Week 8 of NFL Prime Time. As we said this morning, 8 in rolling the dice is boxcars. And with all these late games, dicey situation. With us, as always, Tom Jackson and the original judge. Forget that Mort stuff on Countdown. The judge, Bill Pito. We start in the nation's capital, the Giants and the Redskins. The Skins, the quietest 5-1 team in football going in. They own the Dallas Cowboys, who they haven't played yet this year. But you know what? One thing they can't do is beat the Giants. They'd lost going into the season. 13 of the last 16 against the Giants. But an indicator that it's time to rev up the band that plays Hail to the Redskins is that the Skins today were going for a sweep of the G-Men, having beaten them handily earlier this year somewhere in the swamps of Jersey. Gus Frerotte. Very economical quarterback for the Redskins. Remember this play last week against the Patriots? It's a double reverse. And again, it's Leslie Shepard on the second handoff. And it gets it's Leslie Shepard for a big gain. 31 yards inside the 5-yard line. First and goal to 2. Frerotte, who are you going to give it to? Obviously, Terry Allen. Remember, he had that 10-in-a-row streak of at least a touchdown with snap. Well, he's on the boards again. 7-0 Redskins on the first drive. After another Allen touchdown, at a 14-0 Frerotte. Fakes, goes up top. Henry Ellard beats Jason Sehorn. Oh, what a year Ellard is having. And that's inside the 5. First and goal to 1. It is Allen. Boom, touchdown, 3 touchdowns. Allen, even though he only had 36 yards in the first half, gets 3 TDs, and the Redskins lead it 21-0. And then, Tommy, for Dave Brown, he saw a lot of Skins.
Yeah, Dave Brown under tremendous pressure all day. Here you see him go back. Dexter Notich wraps him up for the sack. And then again, Brown out of the pocket this time, goes back to pass, spots a lane out of the pocket, tries to square up to throw the football, doesn't have time to do it, but he does have time to throw it away.
Now then, the next down, Brown drops back to pass, and it's into the hands of Darrell Green. Tommy came into the league fast. He's still fast. He could go. I don't think Dave's going to catch him. Oh, no, wait. 28-0 Redskins at the half. The route is on again. But in the second half, the G-Men, a different team. Dave Brown from the pocket to Thomas Lewis. Nice catch in front of Green that time, and it's 28-7. Next position, 3rd and 5 at the 13. Chris Chris Callaway got in the end zone. Hurry, we didn't have time to sing it. 298 yards for Dave Brown, most of them in the second half. Skins now have had their lead dwindle to 28-21 until they finally get something going. A big first down completion to Jamie Ashes to Asher. Scott Blanton, 45-yard field goal. Good. And the Redskins get some breathing room with a 10-point lead. And for Norv Turner, the 6th straight win. Boy, they lost opening day. They have not turned back since. Well, they'll give the G-Men credit for coming back. We showed you the 3 touchdowns for Terry Allen. But the Skins had 252 yards in the first half and winning this game 31-21. But until that final drive, they only had 35 yards. But, again, like the Patriot game last week, it was Frerotte when he had to with the drive. Last week it was to Henry Ellard. They did go to sleep for much of the second half, but with the drive to kind of salt it away and get insurance points, Frerotte playing with a lot of intelligence, and obviously a lot of that comes from Norv Turner and the staff.
Yeah, the staff doing a good job coaching Frerotte, bringing him along slowly, but no pressure on him today. There's a drill in the NFL that every team runs called 7-on-7, where the offense practices their passing attack without the defense providing a rush, and I think that's the situation Frerotte found himself in most of the day. Supported very well by Terry Allen in the rushing game. And then in the second half, a completely different football game. The Giants come back, and I think that the Redskins have to be a little bit discouraged by the fact that you're up 28-0, but you can't put pressure on the quarterback. And then the Giants have to be a little bit discouraged because of the lack of a running game. They still need to put together a better running game for Dave Brown.
Last year, the Skins, what, 6-10. Already this year, the Skins 6-1. They've owned Dallas. Of course, that's no assurance that they will beat them twice, but they played them twice late, including the last game of the season. Hail to the Redskins.
Interesting.
A 6-game winning streak for the Skins. When we return, plenty on this edition of NFL time, including, well, we showed you the Giants and the Skins. Who else in the division? Ty Detmer and Irving Fryer. What a combination that was today. Emmitt Smith, the Cowboys on a roll, or could the Falcons spring an unlikely upset?
Would a man attack the peak of K2 if a remarkably soft pair of pants were placed there? Would a man tread the lip of a volcano for pants that were pure cotton, yet wrinkle-free? Would a man brave the trackless Sahara for pants that were suitable for work and play? A man would, if he were a fool, because he could go to the store and say, yes, I'd like to try on the ultimate pant, new by Hager. Besides, your wife won't let you go to the Sahara anyway.
Why are they desperate to keep Ross Perot out of the debates when 76% of the voters want him? Maybe it's because the 11 big companies that fund the debate commission pumped millions into forcing NAFTA through Congress and gave millions more to the Democrats and Republicans. That trade deal has cost more than 500,000 American jobs. Ross Perot opposed NAFTA and fought to keep jobs in the USA. He'll end the corruption and influence peddling in Washington and return power to the people. Vote for Perot.
If you've been running for years,
If you've just started running,
even if you've been thinking about running, Runner's World, the world's #1 running magazine, can help you enjoy running and keep you running so you'll look and feel terrific.
Runner's World will help you lose weight fast.
And show you the foods that can boost your energy.
You'll learn secrets for building speed and stamina from top runners and their coaches.
Plus, sports medicine breakthroughs and easy stretches that help prevent injury.
You can get into fantastic shape with just 20 minutes of running 3 times a week.
Call now and receive a free issue of Runner's World.
As a special TV bonus, you'll also receive our exclusive guide, 250 everyday health tips for runners, and a personal training log free.
If you're not thrilled with your first issue, simply cancel and owe nothing. If you love Runner's World, you'll receive a full year, 12 issues in all, plus your free tips book and training log for just 4 easy payments of $4.97. That's 53% off the cover price.
Call 1-800-213-8700.
NFL Prime Time is brought to you by Hager. Stuff you can wear.
Mike and the Gang NFL Prime Monday, an AFC West battle between the Lightning Bolts at home against the Raiders. And that's 90 minutes getting you up until Monday Night Football with Frank and Al and Dan and Lynn and someone else at halftime. Raiders, Bolts from the Murph. That's an ABC at 9 Eastern Time at 7 o'clock Mountain Time. When we return on NFL Prime Time. Oh, those Panthers, they're at home, and Muhsin Muhammad and company, they get the good hands. Jim Harbaugh, battered by the Pats.
News from the front. Stalag 13. Colonel Wilhelm Klink rules his POW camp with an iron fist.
And you're the toughest commandant in Germany. I am? Oh.
Allied POWs, known as Hogan's Heroes, wage a secret war.
I see nothing. I know nothing.
In the USA, Hogan's Heroes, the collector's edition, is now available on video. Capture your first 4 episodes, including the original pilot, for $4.95 with subscription. The show is fast and funny, raves TV guide. Join Colonel Hogan and his heroes, comedy heroes, for a barracks full of laughs in Stalag style. Hogan's Heroes, the collector's edition. Order this TV classic on video today and get 4 episodes for $4.95 with subscription. And World War II will never be the same.
To get your first 4-episode video of Hogan's Heroes, the collector's edition, for only $4.95, have your credit card ready and call toll-free. 1-800-701-3838. That's 1-800-701-3838.
Okay, Berman, tell us what your nicknames are going to be this Sunday. We want to win that ESPN name game sweepstakes. Ben Winter, coach. Eric sleeping with the enemy.
Jointer, watch NFL Primetime Sunday night, November 3rd. Write down a Berman nickname you hear and call the number shown. You could win a trip for 2 to the 1997 Super Bowl. Watch NFL Primetime and your nickname could be prize winner. Visa, the official card of the NFL, presents ESPN's name game sweepstakes.
We can't hear you.
You've spent your entire life sleeping in an old-fashioned flat bed. But now you have the opportunity to find out about a better, healthier way to relax and sleep. Get this free information kit about Craftmatic adjustable beds. Call toll-free and a helpful operator will mail you a free Craftmatic adjustable bed catalog and this special rebate certificate. It's worth $200 off any Craftmatic Model 1 adjustable bed. Why is Craftmatic making this rebate offer? It's our way of saying thanks for taking the time to find out about Craftmatic. There is, of course, absolutely no obligation for calling toll-free and requesting this helpful information kit. So if you have any interest in adjustable beds, pick up your phone and call now.
Call toll-free 1-800-554-9000. That's 1-800-554-9000. Toll-free 1-800-554-9000.
With Bill Pito on NFL Primetime. Billy, you know, we aren't even at Halloween yet, and the Carolina Panthers had a chance today if they could win at home against the Saints at the beautiful new Ericsson Stadium. They would have a chance to sweep their entire division at home this year.
Hard to believe they're only in their second year of existence. Former Saints tight end Wesley Walls is now a Panther, so Walls knows what he's talking about when he says the Saints still look at us as an expansion team. I know that for a fact. Well, the fact is, Carolina is one great expansion team. Last season, Carolina won 7 games, the most ever for a first-year team. This season, all 4 of Carolina's 4 wins have come in the NFC West, including a 22-20 win over the Saints in Week 2. Panthers coming in 3-0 at Ericsson Stadium. First quarter, Ron with an H. Start, punting. Returned by Tyrone Hughes. But Hughes is going to fumble. Carolina's Mark Thomas recovers, sets up a field goal from John Casey. 3-0 Panthers. First quarter, Carolina on the 35. Kerry Collins stripped. Fumble. Tackle. Mark Dennis falls on it. And then, Tommy, the Saints turn to Ray Zellers. What do you have?
Yeah, Ray Zellers becoming a great weapon, Billy, for the Saints. There you see Emmanuel McDonald go for the interception right there, and Zellers powers for a first down. And then the handoff from Everett. Zellers does a nice job of picking up his blocking and taking the ball down to the 1-yard line.
Zellers then goes in for the touchdown, 61 yards this week. He had 174 yards last week. As you see, the Saints have not been blanked in 201 straight games. Third quarter, 7-6 Saints. Collins sacked by Smith. The ball is loose. Fred Stokes has got it. But hold on. You got to hold on because we got defensive holding. And after the defensive holding, Carolina maintains possession, adds a field goal. They go up 9-7. Then Anthony Johnson, Tommy.
Yeah, Anthony Johnson in for Biaka Batuka. You watch him take the screen pass. Again, does a nice job of following his blocking, making a cutback right there. It takes the ball down to the 15-yard line.
Johnson, 123 yards rushing, 41 yards in pass receiving. 3 plays later, Collins, Mark Carrier, touchdown, and Kerry Collins likes it. Carolina's up by the score of 16-7. Fourth quarter. Saints on the Carolina 30-yard line, 4th and 1. Zellers met head-on by the former Saint Sam Mills.
A.K.A. Field Mouse.
The Field Mouse. Yeah. Panthers take over on downs to go on to win by the final score of 19-7. Carolina now 5-2. All 5 wins have come against the NFC West. The third straight game that Anthony Johnson goes over 100 yards, filling in for the injured Tim Biaka Batuka. The Saints now 2-6, and Coach Jim Moore, well, he's got some issues.
Well, what happened was that second game, we got our ass kicked, or the second half. We just got our ass totally kicked. We couldn't do diddly-poo offensively. We couldn't make a first down. We couldn't run the ball. We didn't try to run the ball. We couldn't complete a pass. We the second half, we couldn't stop the run. Every time they got the ball, they went down and got points. We got our ass totally kicked in the second half. That's what it boiled down to. It was a horse performance in the second half. Horse. I'm totally embarrassed and totally ashamed. Coaching did a horrible job. The players did a horrible job. We got our ass kicked in that second half. It stunk.
You know, he was coached in the offseason not to do those type of things, but he didn't pay attention to the coaching.
Not a good flight from Charlotte to New Orleans. You know, one thing that Tommy's pointed out, too, in addition to all the little details of Carolina, they're the best team in covering kicks, they're the best team on kickoffs. I don't know. This second year, the Carolina Panthers are really unbelievable, and Jim Moore had 1-2 in a row, but not pleased. All right, Billy. Patriots, Colts. Another quiet 5-1 team, the Indianapolis Colts. But, you know, one problem they've always had, certainly since they've been in Indianapolis, is against the New England Patriots. The Patriots are 8-4 in the RCA/Hoosier Dome/ John Cougar Mellencamp Little Pink Houses for You and Me Dome. Could the Patriots close the gap in the AFC East? Here we go. Patriots, big game for them. Marshall Faulk, another big game, not playing. Inside the 20, Colts had 7 touchdowns and 13 trips, but this time 3rd and goal, Lamont Warren Looks like Lamont Cranston. Hit by Ferrick Collins. Willie McGinnis recovers. Jim Harbaugh, deep. This is deflected by Willie Clay, and it ends in a field goal. Lamont Warren, stuffed on the third possession inside the 20. So Parcells says good defense. Infante not doing no Lindy. Second quarter with the score 6-0 Colts, but it should be much, much more. Cliff Gross is totally gross. Fumbles. Chris Sullivan with a hit. Willie, 100 pounds of clay, picks it up, and he's to the 8-yard line. Next play, Drew Bledsoe. Play action. Terry Glenn coming on. The Patriots go up 7-6 after an extra point. They lead at 10-6 at the half, despite the fact the Colts outgained them in the first half by over 100 yards. Third quarter, 10-6 Patriots, Marvin Harrison. Fields the punt. Fumble. Mario Drea falls on it on the 18. 3 fumbles for the Colts. Then the Patriots are going to give us that opportunity. We get Curtis, my favorite, Martin. William Roberts, 76 with a block. Now I want you to watch 76 Roberts again on the 2-yard line. See the big fella? Hey, just get out of here. Martin, touchdown, 17-6. Human. After the Patriots stopped the Colts, Bledsoe. Moving on up to Sean Jefferson, 25 yards. Then back to Curtis Martin from the 5. Darts left, darts back to the middle. Oh, he has some moves. 24-6 the Patriots, Tommy. And Jim Harbaugh, this is what he saw.
Yeah, Harbaugh pressure from both sides of the line. Defensively, first Chris Slade disrupting a pass, forcing an incompletion, and then Willie McGinnis right there. And look at the tenacity. Misses him one time, comes back to get the sack. Harbaugh left the game right there with a broken nose.
So the Patriots with 4 sacks today, and they go on to win it by the count of 27-9, despite the fact, as we told you, it was all Colts early on, but they did not cash in. 4 Colts fumbles. The Patriots did hold the Colts to 18 carries for 49 yards rushing. And so it's the Patriots that up their mark to 4-3, just 1 game behind the Indianapolis Colts, who are at 5-2, as the Colts just could not hold on to the football. And you know what? Give New England some credit. On the road, bad first half, but they didn't let it ruin the whole game, Tom.
Yeah, and I think that's the key. If you look at the first half of that football game, it's one that the Colts dominated, except on the scoreboard. The Patriots get a chance to get a turnover late in the first half and go into the locker room leading 10-6, come out and play a pretty good second half, even though the Colts played pretty good defensively when you look statistically at the numbers that the Patriots were able to put up. But I think if you have to be encouraged about one thing, if you're Coach Bill Parcells, you're looking at the pass rush. They were able to put pressure on Harbaugh today, but now he's looking for it 2 weeks in a row, and that's something that he hasn't seen.
Well, the Patriots win the game with defense despite their total offense, 222 yards.
That's right.
Not good, but with the defense,
that's right.
You can do some things. As we go inside the numbers, we told you about the Patriots' mastery of the Colts. Certainly over the recent years. We go inside the numbers again. The Patriots, who are now 9-4 in this domed building in Indianapolis. Against the Colts, they're 10-5 from 89 on. Against the rest of the NFL, 29-76. Now, if they could just schedule them 16 times a year, P-men go to the Super Bowl when we return. Cowboys. Well, here's a billboard.
Inside the Numbers is brought to you by Visa, the preferred card of the NFL. It's everywhere you want to be.
How could I cut out my man Sag on a billboard? I mean, you know, Troy Aikman, are the Cowboys going to the Super Bowl, or would the Falcons spring the largest of all upsets? Jimmy Johnson, not pleased. We'll show you why.
This man just woke up in a Residence Inn hotel room. What are his options? He can A, make a cup of fresh coffee in the kitchen. B, walk all the way over to the living room area and start a fire in the fireplace. Or C, shoot some hoops. Okay, let's see what he does. D, none of the above. Residence Inn by Marriott, the next best thing to home.
My name is Alana Obi. I see my family out there. They may not be my children biologically, but they are still my family. The playgrounds used to be infested, but now my children have a place to play. We bond together, and we take care of the problem. We're watching. This is my block. This is my family.
With ESPN's Sunday Night NFL, you not only get 9 big matchups, but 1 big highlight show, complete with Berman and Jackson. Get all the great plays. All the players, Dion, Cordell, Cortez. Praise fans, too. Get owners, coaches, the entire NFL, jam-packed with catchphrases. It's ESPN's Sunday Night NFL.
Hi, how you doing? Miami Dolphins beat the Buffalo Bills on the road last week. Next week, the Dolphins play Jimmy Johnson's old team, the Dallas Cowboys. Today they're at Philly. Who cared, right? This is what we call a donut game, the most dangerous spot in football. Last time the Dolphins were in Philadelphia, Don Shula won his record-breaking 325th game. He didn't have Dan Marino at quarterback then, and neither did Jimmy Johnson today. Doug Peterson won that game in the fourth quarter for Shula. Marino was the third quarterback today, and Craig Erickson got another start. But they all watched as Ricky Running Waters through the line, rumbling, bumbling, 46 yards inside the 40-yard line. Next play, tie a yellow ribbon Detmer. Down the left side, Irving Fryer, wide open. All sorts of time, no coverage, 7-0 Eagles. Ray Rhodes says, you know, this Ty Detmer may be onto something with this Irving Fryer. Fryer, of course, has been a Dolphin the last few years. Detmer, Fryer, they can do it from 1 yard. 14-0 Philadelphia Freedom. With a score of 14-3, 3rd and 20. Craig Erickson, zip! O.J. McDuffie had a big day, 36 yards and a first down. Later in the drive, 2 minutes to go in the half, Erickson, Randall Hill rolls in, and two-point conversion is converted, and Dan Marino fired up on the sidelines as the Dolphins have cut it to 14-11. But Marino knows that Irving Fryer is dangerous, and Detmer, Fryer, is for 9 yards. With under 10 seconds to go, Dolphins is trying to get out of there, but Detmer says you're going to get out of there with trouble. Touchdown to Fryer. Again, plenty of time, Tom. 6 catches, 73 yards, 3 touchdowns first half for Fryer. But Jimmy Johnson is upset with all the time that Detmer has.
Yeah, the reason Jimmy Johnson's upset is because he thought he saw an obvious holding call. We take another look at it right here. Spot shadow. Hollis Thomas right there. Going to drag Danny Stubbs down right in front of Detmer. Allow him to have the time to make the throw. So Johnson saw it right. The official didn't.
Second half. What do you think Detmer is going to go to? Yeah, why not go to Irving Fryer? Slicing through the defense again. 36 yards, 28-11, Philadelphia. Fourth quarter. Look at Detmer on the day with 4 TD passes. Well, Craig Erickson's not done. He says, I got O.J. McDuffie. Zip. Another beautiful seam pass. Post pattern, 28-18. Later in the quarter, 28-21 after field goal, Raleigh McKenzie said, we want noise here. Erickson to Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, but he's knocked down by Wilt Chamberlain right there. Would Marino be warming up to save the day? Well, he's the third man. If he came in, everybody else would be ineligible. No, don't warm up, because Ricky Waters, he was warm. Looking to make the cut. Lewis Oliver and company, they're not going to get him. He could go all the way. 49 yards. 173 yards for Ricky Waters. And the Eagles, in a wild game, beat the Dolphins 35-28 in a ball game in which all sorts of numbers. We gave you Waters numbers. Fryer 8 for $116. McDuffie caught 7 for $121 in the game. And as for the quarterbacks, Erickson and Detmer each over 200 yards, but it was Detmer with the 4 touchdown passes, Tommy. And, you know, Miami's defensive game plan, it did so well at Buffalo last week, but whatever the game plan was, they had to at least shuffle the deck a little bit.
Well, I think you begin with crediting the Philadelphia offensive line. We spoke this morning on Countdown about George Hill, the defensive coordinator for the Dolphins, and what he wanted to do. First, stop the run, and then put pressure on an inexperienced Ty Detmer. Well, it happened in reverse. Ricky Waters was able to establish the run game early on, give Ty Detmer the time that he needed to play action pass. Results, 4 touchdown passes to Irving Fryer. And actually, it happened. It was like a game plan in reverse, because Erickson was under pressure all day because the Dolphins could not establish a run game.
Yeah, 4 sacks by the Eagles, and we saw they had, the 8 sacks last week against the Giants. So the Philadelphia Eagles are rolling as they up there march to 5-2. When we return, Keyshawn Johnson back. Would it be enough to have the Jets upset the Bills? Speaking of upsets, the Falcons toe-to-toe with the Cowboys.
Nice. Not bad. Not bad. Step back. All right, Dan, let's see that famous fast release. We'll see it again? All right, John. Okay, here we go. can do a little better than that. Let's see. What's he doing? He's scrambling. Duck! Get real.
Logo Athletic, authentic team apparel.
This is the locker room, and that's Neil Smith. We like him when he's good and mean. So we get his mother-in-law to call him Collect before each game without using 1-800-COLLECT. She's got some nerve, Neil. 1-800-COLLECT could have saved him up to 44%. Hey, Neil, she did it to you again. 1-800-COLLECT. Save the people you call up to 44%.
Tailback sensation Curtis Enos and the Nittany Lions figure they can run out the rest of their schedule. But the road ain't easy in the Big Ten. They'll head down to Bloomington to hook up with the Hoosiers. Penn State, Indiana, Saturday at 12:30, only on ESPN.
You've spent your entire life sleeping in an old-fashioned flat bed. But now you have the opportunity to find out about a better, healthier way to relax and sleep. Get this free information kit about Craftmatic adjustable beds. Call toll-free and a helpful operator will mail you a free Craftmatic adjustable bed catalog and this special rebate certificate. It's worth $200 off any Craftmatic Model 1 adjustable bed. Why is Craftmatic making this rebate offer? It's our way of saying thanks for taking the time to find out about Craftmatic. There is, of course, absolutely no obligation for calling toll-free and requesting this helpful information kit. So if you have any interest in adjustable beds, pick up your phone and call now.
Call toll-free 1-800-554-9000. That's 1-800-554-9000. Toll-free 1-800-554-9000.
Welcome back to NFL Prime Time. The Atlanta Falcons came in 0-6. The Dallas Cowboys, yeah, only 3-3, but Michael Irvin back. They're starting to roll. They feel it. They want to get back to the playoffs, Super Bowl. It's in Dallas. Obviously, this is set up for a blowout. That's why they play the games. And here we go. Herschel Walker, second tour of duty with the Cowboys, opening kickoff. You know that Morton can hit it pretty deep. He drives Walker back to his own goal line. But look what happens. Herschel, outside. Tom, there's tread left on the tire. Look at him go. He goes, go. Oh, the... Devin Bush stops him at the 11-yard limit. An 89-yard kickoff to open up the game. 3rd and 8 then. Aikman, Emmitt Smith, touchdown. Oh, this is going to be a blowout. 7-0. How about them Cowboys? Still first quarter. Dallas up 7-3. Aikman to Irvin. 18 yards. Down to the 1-yard line. Smith would score a touchdown. 14-3 Dallas. Second quarter. Morton Anderson. You know what? I think he's pretty good, this Anderson fella. 54 yards at 14-6. After a field goal by Chris Bonio, makes it 17-6. Bobby Hebert to Terrence Mathis. And chances are he's wide open. Down to the 1-yard line. 52-yard play. First and goal from the 1. Jamal Anderson? No. Second and goal. Hebert? No. Third and goal. Anderson? No. June Jones says, hey, we haven't won yet. Let's go. Bobby Hebert, the most feared of runners. It's a touchdown. Quarterback sneak on 4th down. The Falcons have cut it to 17-12. June Jones says go for 2. But Chad Henning stuffed Anderson here. And Mike Zandowski catches the wrath of June Jones. Why?
Yeah, you're going to see Hennings blow by Zandowski right at the line of scrimmage, get deep into the backfield to take Anderson down before he can get started.
Well, that Cowboy turnover, here's, watch this now. Timmy McKyer charges through and nails Troy Aikman. Cornelius Bennett recovers the fumble. Falcons ball sets up a field goal by Anderson, and Atlanta has the lead in Dallas, 18-17. What a big hit by McKyer. 4 field goals in the first day for Anderson. You heard him on NFL Countdown. McKyer say he's going to wear the big pads to lay some lumber. Well, then Bobby Hebert to Terrence Mathis. 3rd and goal. Hebert to Bert Emanuel. Beautiful touchdown. 25-17. Cowboys come in the top-rated pass defense. First touchdown they've allowed to a wide receiver this year. Troy Aikman says, oh, my goodness, we're behind. How about Michael Irvin, 17 yards? On the 20, Aikman, Irvin makes the move. Is he in? No, he steps out of bounds on the 3 before the dive. First to go for the 3. Emmitt Smith, touchdown, 25-23 Atlanta. You got to go for 2. Aikman, quick pass to Irvin. We are tied at 25, Tom.
Yeah, good job by Irvin getting open, and a good job by Aikman releasing the ball right there before Chuck Smith could get a hold of him. for the two-point conversion.
So the Cowboys figured this would be a laugher, but they knew they had a ball game now. Smith, Urban trying to fire up everybody. Fourth quarter, we're tied at 25. Bobby Hebert to Craig Ironhead Hayward. Watch this. And boom, and boom. And watch this. And boom, and boom. Down to the 22-yard line. Morton Anderson, money. 5 field goals, 37 yards, 28-25, Atlanta. 2:06 to go. Aikman to Kelvin Martin. Second tour of duty as a Cowboy for the Dallas 40. Aikman, minute 53 to go. Martin, zip, gone. 60 yards, his first touchdown for Dallas since 1992. 32-28.
Yeah, you take another look at him splitting the defense right there and doing a great job of cutting back away from pursuit so that he can get into the end zone.
One thing Martin always had was wheels, and the Cowboys, well, they didn't think they'd have to sweat it. Atlanta was game. Give them a lot of credit, but they still have that goose egg in the win column, and the Cowboys are over 500 for the first time all year. Atlanta's 0-7 start, by the way, only one worse when they were an expansion team under the Dutchman, Norm Van Brocklin. They went 0-9 until they beat the Giants behind Ernie Wheelwright's running. Hebert, 25 of 40 for 272 yards. Anderson, almost a 100-yard day, but in the end, a big game for Michael Urban, 7 for 119. But if Dallas wins it, Tommy, how do we assess what they've done now in the 2 games AI after Urban?
Well, I think you start looking at the overall assessment of how this team is responding mentally to having Urban back. They play a team that doesn't have a win in the win column, and suddenly they come out, they struggle against the Atlanta Falcons. And I think it's the kind of game that they would have blown them out last year. So suddenly I think this team has to learn to refocus. And I'm talking about mentally, refocusing in practice, getting yourself ready to play week in and week out. Because right now, the position they find themselves in, it's kind of like the 49ers. You can ill afford another loss right now if you are talking about getting home field at the end of the season.
Well, they're still 2 behind the Redskins, and they are 1 behind the Philadelphia Eagles, so they're in 3rd place, but at least for them on the move. But give Atlanta the nod. They almost pulled a huge upset when we return. A lot of late games in the NFL. We'll show you all of them. Jim Kelly. A lot of pressure on him this week. How did Jimbo do for the Bills against the division rival, the Jets? Fleet of foot, huh? Terrell Davis is fleet of foot, but the Broncos hold off the Ravens.
Pool the Master's Way and learn from the best. 2 of America's favorite instructional videos are now available only through this special TV offer. Get tips from Steve Miserak, Pretty Boy Floyd, Iwo Mataya, and other pool greats. Now, for a limited time, you can order both videos for the price of one. Learn the secrets of breaks, banks, defense, position, angles, and trick shots like the Massey and the jump.
Take it from me, The Miz. When you purchase Pool the Master's Way and learn from the best, you'll learn everything you need to know how to shoot pool like a pro. With these 2 tapes, you can do almost anything. Except beat me.
World champion Steve Miserak takes you through the best ways to improve your game. Call the number on your screen and we'll send you this wonderful 2-video cassette collection for just $19.95 plus postage and handling.
2 for the price of 1? How can you go wrong?
These videos have never been offered together and are only being offered for a limited time. Call now. Have your credit card ready. An operator is waiting for your call. Sorry, no CODs. Call now.
Imagine your favorite NFL team drafting the fiercest competitor ever, Warner Brothers' Tasmanian Devil. He's about to score for your team with these exciting new Taz in the NFL watches. There's one for each and every team, both NFC and AFC, even the Carolina Panthers. That's 30 exciting designs in all. Each watch features an accurate Swiss quartz movement, water resistance to 100 feet, an Action Taz NFL team logo, and a unique football second hand. Taz fever is sweeping the country, so score big with this special TV offer, only $29.95. It's a devil of a deal, so pick your favorite NFL team and order now.
Call toll-free 1-800-233-0500. Or send $29.95 plus shipping and handling to Taz in the NFL Watches, P.O. Box 121, Plainville, Connecticut. Or call 1-800-233-0500.
Well, on paper, despite all their struggles, the Buffalo Bills seem to have an easy one with the Jets. After all, the Jets were 0-7. The Bills, despite the loss last week, were 4-2. But for Jim Kelly, after last week's disaster, this was a big game. No, it wasn't a Super Bowl for Jim Kelly and the Buffalo Bills, but for Jim, in a lot of ways, it was his own personal Super Bowl. And here we go. How would he play with the pressure? Well, first of all, Keyshawn Johnson would play for the Jets, so some of their walking wounded back. Old friend for Buffalo, Frank Reich, very close to Jim Kelly. Trying to beat his old team. Reich to Keyshawn for 18 yards right away. 4 plays later on the first drive. Reich looks for Johnson. He turns Jeff Burris around, and the big fella Johnson makes the catch. 7-0 the Jets. First drive, 3 catches, 41 yards for Keyshawn, Tommy. Meanwhile, Jim Kelly needs some help.
Yeah, and not getting a lot of help from his teammates early on in this game. He's going down the field, looking deep to Quinn Early, puts the ball as close as he can. Of course, it's a great defensive play as well. But then Thurman Thomas coming out of the backfield, circles over the middle, and that was a drop early on. So Jim Kelly struggled a little bit early on in this game.
Third quarter, Kelly 1.7 for 17. The Jets lead at 7-6. Thermal, 10 yards, first down. Not even Johnny Cochran can contest it. Thurman Thomas, the new leader, all-time rusher for the Buffalo Bills, surpassing O.J. Simpson. After a field goal by Steve Christie, 9-7. Oh, it's a fumble. Mark Gunn sacks Kelly. Bobby Hamilton recovers for the Jets, and they're in business inside the 10. Right from the 9. Nice pass to Keyshawn. They can't wrestle it away. 2-point conversion good. 15-9. The Jets smelling upset. Now it's 15-12 after a Christie field goal. But Wright fumbles. Jeff Burris. Johnny on the spot for Buffalo. That leads to Derek Holmes. I said, get in the end zone, Holmes. 2 yards, touchdown. Bills lead at 19-15. Had a field goal. It's 22-15. 2.5 to go. Frank Reich, you know he can come back. He's done it as a Bill. Hits Wayne Raspberry Crivet for 15 yards, first down. 10. Matt Stevens hooks Reich after the pass. Unnecessary roughness on the rookie. 15-yard rough in the passer penalty, first down. Big play because Reich to Wayne Crivet. 22 yards. The Jets have tied it at 22. Under 2 minutes to go now, under a minute to go. Thermal, 8 yards, up the middle behind Kent Hall. That sets up Steve Christie, 47 yards. Squeezes it inside the left upright. Good. Like June Jones's Falcons, Richie Kotype's Jets put up an outstanding performance. But in the end, it was not enough. The Jets remain winless, and the Buffalo Bills squeak by, winning by the count of 5-2. Winning by the score of 25-22 up there, marked to 5-2. Jim Kelly, 19 of 36 for 221 yards. Thermal had 97 yards. Steve Christie, 6 field goals, including the 47-yarder that won, another 47, another 48. A big day for him. Keyshawn, 8 for 94. Ravens at the Broncos. Broncos trying to stay one ahead of the Chiefs, who they host next week in the AFC West. 7-0 Denver very early. Elway to Terrell Davis. Goes right, breaks a tackle. Nice screen by the umpire, and he's gone. Good. Go all the way. 8,000 Ravens chasing him, but never more. 14-0 Broncos. 71-yard touchdown run. First half, 118 yards for Davis. Second quarter, it's a laugher. 21-3 Denver, but Bam Morris, first carry of the year, 1 yard. Not scintillating. On that play, Jonathan Ogden strained a right knee. It's a very costly play for the Ravens. You know who played well was Vinny Testaverde. Derek Alexander. Randy Hilliard misses the tackle. Steve Atwater, what? He's gone to the 26. Ravens later scored to cut the lead to 21-10. Minute to go in the first half. 2-minute drill. John Elway, who's better? Beautiful pass to 8-ball. Shannon Sharp, 17 yards. 2 plays later. Easy Ed McCaffrey. He's open. Down to the 8. 3 plays. Elway, McCaffrey, double coverage, touchdown. Second to McCaffrey, 28-13, B-Man. Third quarter, 28-20 to Denver, as Testaverde as the Ravens coming back. And again, 15-yard gain as he makes the play.
Yeah, take a look at the replay. Alfred Williams, who's had an outstanding year, there goes late on Vinny Testaverde for a penalty call.
Then Vinny to Michael Jackson, into the end zone, missed a 2-point conversion at 28-26 Denver. Testaverde, the score 31-26 Broncos. Here's where he's most dangerous. Running, look at Vincenzo. First down, same drive, 3rd and 5 in the 9. Vinny to Michael Jackson. Touchdown, make a 2-point conversion. Ravens up 34-31. Fourth quarter, down on the Broncos, but Mr. Fourth Quarter, John Elway. To the tight end, Shannon Sharp. Oh, it's right on the money for 22 yards. 4th and 1 from the 7. Mike Shanahan says, go. Elway says, sneak. Denver says, first down. Next play, 1st and goal from the 6. Elway to McCaffrey. 3rd touchdown of the day. 38-34 Denver. Minute 40 to go. Vinny in the snow, in his own end zone. Picked off by Tyrone Braxton. Get up, run. Inside the 15, sets up an Elway touchdown scamper. boy, we've seen the weather change at Denver, although it did start chilly. The snow, the wet snow at the end, the Broncos give away a big lead, but they beat the Ravens 45-34. The 548 yards of total offense for the Broncos is a team record. They've never had that many yards before. Elway for 326. Vinny had 4 touchdowns in the game, 338 yards, but alas, it was not up. The Ravens have scored a lot in games they've lost. So the Broncos win it, and they're in first place at 6-1. But let's go back to the Buffalo Bills. Jim Kelly, 19 of 36, 221, a scant win over the Jets. A little better than last week, but the Bills' performance they still seem unsure of themselves. Some of the play calling late was strange.
Yeah, but I think a little better than last week as far as Jim Kelly is concerned is mighty important for this game and building his confidence. He started out, he was 7 of 17 early on in this game, so when you look at the numbers, 19 of 36, he had a pretty solid second half. Once his teammates started holding on to the football, I think his confidence started to build. And when he got down into the red zone, he was mighty careful with the football. So I would look for him to now begin to look like the Jim Kelly of old.
It'll be a better Sunday night at the Kelly House, that's for sure. And all those guys that went over, we had the piece on NFL Countdown. Thurman Thomas running up the middle, a lot behind Kent Hall, the old guard. Let us do some of the work. You're right, it's going to take time. But the Jets get a win with Kelly, and now they have a big game at New England next Sunday night. So when we return on the NFL Countdown, plenty more to come. Oh, we have the Cards and Bucks out west in the Valley of the Sun. And speaking of upsets, the Bengals giving the Niners everything they can handle and more. Game atop the AFC Central. Steelers-Oilers. Grudge match. Who came out on top?
Introducing Load Handler, the incredible new heavy-duty smart truck tool that unloads up to 2,000 pounds of cargo in under 30 seconds. It installs on any pickup truck. Unfurl the drag sheet, and it's ready for the heaviest load. To unload, just wind the handle. Your cargo is conveyed to the end of the truck. Load Handler lets you do it yourself. Best of all, the Load Handler does all the work. With Load Handler, your load is delivered in seconds. Move up to 1 full ton in 30 seconds. Your heavy-duty drag sheet is built to last.
After getting a Load Handler, I can't imagine owning a truck without one.
My Load Handler is the best tool I've got. It's something I couldn't do without here in the garden.
Now you can own the Load Handler for only 4 easy payments of $34.95. To make light work of your heavy loads, order your Load Handler now.
To order your Load Handler, have your credit card ready and call toll-free 1-800-646-5599. Or send check or money order for $139.80 plus $19.95 shipping to the address on your screen. Be sure to include the make model of your truck. Call 1-800-646-5599 now.
This whole thing with athletes abusing reporters is getting way out of hand, and we at SportsCenter have gotten to the point where we have just got to be ready to fight back.
The most effective defensive weapon would be your microphone. Always be aware of your surroundings. Say you're on the sidelines. Take any weapon that happens to be handy. Suppose an athlete decides to attack your cameraman. What would you do? Knock it off. No. Let me show you. You have to be very careful not to hit the camera.
The Wall Street Journal keeps you on the cutting edge with news and insights that can affect you personally and professionally. Subscribe now and have the Journal delivered to your home or office. And with your paid subscription, you'll also receive our free personal finance software to help you make smart decisions. Get 10 weeks of the Journal and the software for only $3.80 a week. Call now, 800-443-7400. That's 800-443-7400 for the Wall Street Journal.
Welcome back to NFL Primetime. Once upon a time, last September, Billy, the St. Louis Rams started out great. It really was predicated by not turning the ball over, but the defense making, not only forcing turnovers, but making big plays. They've been wondering where that's been for a year.
Yeah, they have really been struggling. Since starting last season 4-0, the Rams have gone 4-14. The latest loss, a 45-13 defeat against Carolina. Coach Rich Brooks says his team was embarrassed, and bench quarterback Steve Walsh called the players only meeting during the week. The Rams wouldn't discuss what was discussed, but Isaac Bruce says if we start winning, the meeting will have helped us. To the activity. Mark Brunell focused, leading the Jags downfield. Second down on the Rams 16. Throws, but watch this, Anthony Parker. Anthony Parker. His second touchdown in 2 weeks. The 7th touchdown of his 7-year career. 93 yards, Rams up 7-zip. Second quarter, Jags driving again. 4th and 1 for the 9. They go for it. And Brunell hits Keenan McCardle. First down on the 1. Next play, James Stewart. He's got a touchdown. Jags down 10-7. Tommy, how about the Rams offense?
Especially horrible, Billy, in the first half. Lawrence Phillips here takes the handoff, hit in the backfield by Tony Bracken. And then Tony Banks, not known as a scrambler, gets outside the pocket, stumbles on his own and falls. 56 total yards for the Rams in the first half.
Jags dominate first half, but they're down by 3 at the half. Third quarter, Brunell hands to James Stewart. And then it goes back to Brunell. Keenan McCardle downfield. Trickery, nifty, 52 yards. That sets up a touchdown. Jags up 14-10. Rams, though, they come back. 3rd and 2 at the Rams, 45. Banks up the middle. And he's going to go 22 yards on this play. 2 plays after that is Banks, the rookie Eddie Kennison. Great catch here. Touchdown, Rams up by 3. Late 4th quarter. Jags driving on the Rams 39. Brunell hits Willie Jackson. Breaks a tackle. And then he will be tackled at the 6-yard line by Todd Light. Jags, though, have no timeouts left. 17-14, they're down 3. The clock tick, 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 tick. They got to do something. The clock's ticking away. 3, 2, spike the ball. Do something. Forget it. Clock. And the Jags and Tom Coughlin go down as the Rams win it by the score of 17-14. McCardle, a franchise record 16 catches for 232 yards in the loss. The Jags outgained the Rams 538 to 204, but commit 6 turnovers, including 5 interceptions for Brunell. Moving on now. The Bucks and the Cards. Tony Dungy focused. Second quarter, 3-0 Arizona. 4th and 2. Kent Graham. Look at Kent Graham scrambling. Little stiff arm. And he picks up 19 yards on the play. Same drive now. It's Graham to Frank Sanders. And that's a gain of 14 yards. Same drive as the Cards are moving. Graham hits Larry Centers in the flat. Centers, a nifty move there. And he'll go in for the touchdown. 10-0 Cards. Cards, 10 points on their first 2 drives. Bucks also had 2 long drives, but the result not as good. Michael Usted, 49-yard field goal. It is up and no good. Next drive. Usted again, 51-yard field goal, and it is no good. Third quarter, still 10-zip Arizona. Here come the Bucks. Trent Dilfer hits Rob Double B Thomas on the sideline. That's a gain of 24 yards. Same drive as the 3rd and 8. Dilfer back to pass. Nobody picks up Seth Joyner. Sack. Tommy, what do you have?
4th quarter, 13-3, and the constant for this Bucks offense all year, Mike Allstott. See him take the ball, explode up the middle for 14 yards, and he looks for people to hit once he gets out in the open.
Then Allstott goes over, touchdown, so Tampa Bay down 13-9. Extra point, dicey situation again. Usted, an awful afternoon. Blocked, so it remains 13-9. Late 4th, Bucks still down 4. 4th and 3. Dilfer, the pass, knocked down. Dilfer wanted interference. You know what? He didn't get the interference. And the Cards go on to win by the final score of 13-9. So the Bucks now have lost 8 straight on the road. Dilfer, 22 of 35, 229 yards, but not close to his performance from last week. Graham in the victory, 17-26 for 146 yards. So the Cards now, Chris, 3-4, and upcoming for them. They have the Jets and the Giants, a chance for them here to maybe make a move.
Yeah, Kent Graham, I mean, not a lot of points today, but he's played very well and led him to wins. One note on Keenan McCardle, 16 catches. At times for the 3rd best ever, Billy, in the NFL. Tom Fears, 18. Clark Gaines, 17. And then a couple of guys, Sonny Randall, a guy named Jerry Rice. And now Keenan McCardle, 16. So that puts into perspective the day that he had, albeit in a losing cause. Well, putting it in perspective, these Steelers and the Oilers, a great rivalry in Chuck Noll and Bum Phillips days, revisited with Noll and Jerry Glanville, and certainly 3 weeks ago when all sorts of money was doled out for 2 fights and fines, a rivalry again reborn, and especially with Pittsburgh 5-1, Houston 4-2, round 2 at the Astrodome. And one thing we got to tell you, 50,000 at the Dome, partly because of this scene with Iron City Light being dumped all over him at Three River Stadium about 3 weeks ago. All sorts of fines, punches, pushes, shoves. Well, today the Oilers, remember, that was Steve Jackson, Steelers' offensive line problems, Tommy.
Yeah, Michael Barrow here does a great job of coming around John Jackson, not only getting the sack, but forcing a fumble, and it's recovered by Chris Dishman.
So the Oilers kick a field goal, 3-0. Tom Zach, 2nd and 10, goes down the field. Charles Johnson, a great catch. and he's gone. Boy, had a big rookie year, and then it's quiet for a couple of years. He's back. 70 yards, 7-3. Look at it again, Tom.
Yeah, and you watch Marcus Robertson right there come in from the left side of your screen. Should have made a hit.
Probably should have made a hit. Now he's gone. Meanwhile, 7-3. Tom Zickles leaves to Johnson incomplete, but Red Cashin calls pass interference on Chris Dishman. And even he says, you know what? It's okay. It was a good call. I don't think I've ever seen that. He loves Dishhead. 10-6, second quarter. Chris Chandler. 2-minute drill, no timeout, scrambling. Remember, he's playing with a bad groin, and he moves forward for 30 yards. The 30-yard line, they spike the ball. And Al Del Greco, great golfer, good kicker. 49 yards, good. 10-9 Steelers, and they have Jeff Fisher. The crowd is fired up. First time the Oilers have had the crowd for a season and a half. But Chandler hit by Myron Bell. Brenton Buckner picks it up. It's Jeff Fisher. With the Steelers recover it. 7th turnover against the Steelers this year for the Oilers. You can't do that. Eddie George stacked up by Joel Snead. Oilers punt. Steelers pinned down, no, even their end. Tomczak. Play action. Looks smooth running this, Tommy. Look at a pass to Charles Johnson. My goodness. 63 yards down to the 35-yard line. Field goal Steelers. 13-9 Pittsburgh. 8 minutes to go. Chandler to Eddie George. Little dump. Little move. Little 12-yard gain. Then Chandler. His young receiver, Chris Sanders. Boom. 15 yards. 1st and 10. Chandler. Pump fake. Willie Davis. Open. Wide open. Touchdown. 16-13 Houston.
And if there is one rap on Rod Woodson, as great as he is, he's overly aggressive. He bites on the pump fake. Allows the receiver to get behind him.
Under 5 minutes to go. The Steelers with a chance. Tomczak back to pass. Gary Walker. Heads him at the bubble. Scramble. London. Bumden. Who has it? Baron Wortham. He's not only Baron, he's an oil baron. He's king for the day. The crowd goes nuts. Another touchdown. Jeff Fisher and the Oilers have tied the Steelers atop the AFC Central. They're each 5-2. The Oilers win at 23-13, 50,122. That's more than the two crowds combined for the earlier home games for the Oilers this year. Chandler, 258 yards throwing. George, 65 yards rushing. Jerome Bettis, only 65 yards. His 100-yard game streak snapped at 5. Bengals at the 49ers. This was not Super Bowl 16. This was not Super Bowl 23. It was at 3.com Park. Steve Young gets the start, his first start in a month. So you figure this is easy. Niners, Bengals, it's a laugher. Not so funny. Ashley, it's Ashley. He can see Tara from there. Ashley Ambrose with the pick. Jeff Blake. And what can't the Bengals do? Throw the 10-yard pass, but this time to Tony McGee, playing on the Niners, 7-0 Bengali. Then Young to the rookie Terrell Owens. Remember, J.J. Stokes hurt. Owens, catch, hit, fumble. Bengals ball. Not what the Niners had in mind. They're playing with half their heads today. Young, obviously, Steve Young not 100%, Tom.
Yeah, trying to avoid linebacker Steve Tovar right here. You can see him limping toward the sideline. And I think certainly the coach Seifert, was trying to assess how healthy he was.
Blake, this is what Jeff Blake does. Darnay Scott, 50 yards, 21-0. Cincinnati is leading at San Francisco. You got to be kidding me. 3 touchdown passes for Jeff Blake. Elvis in the building with Young obviously hurt. The Niners at the Bengals 17. These are the Niners in the 21st century. Gerbach, Ted Popson, 17-yard touchdown, 21-7. And Young says, way to go, Elvis. 2 possessions later. Gerbach, he's all shook up. He lands on his left arm and shoulder. X-rays negative on the left shoulder, but he will not return. So a very game and injured Steve Young back in. Young says, hey, Popson, get open. He pops it to him. He pops into the end zone. 39 yards, 21-14 early third quarter. Mid-third quarter, 2 possessions later. Young. Well, who would you look to? Yeah, I'd look to number 8. Jerry Rice. Bobbles. It's up in the air. Oh, it's picked off by Bo Orlando and gone. Rice can't believe it. For the fourth quarter, the Niners get another chance. William Floyd. First action in a year. Welcome back, big guy. Down to the 17-yard line, but Young threw an interception about 2 yards long into a Bengals gut. And that drive is stymied. 2 possessions later. 1st and 10. Young. Terrell Owens. Oh, this is on the money. Touchdown. Tied at 21 all. Bengals ball now at their own 13. Blake. No. Picked off by Dedrick Dodge. Blake beside himself. The lead was just too long. Niners ball first down at the 15. Young. Oh, my goodness. He gives in. What a gamer. down 21-0. Young, hurt, leads the Niners over the Bengals 28-21. He threw for 274 yards, but ran for 10 times, 45 yards, including the touchdown. By the way, Jerry Rice has now 50 catches on the year. He's done that 11 straight seasons. 50-plus catches very quickly, Tommy. Niners, Steve Young, amazing performance.
Well, and maybe a more important game for the Bengals in the sense that Dave Shula had so much on the line today.
When we return, we'll dole out our weekly game balls. Stick around at NFL Prime Time.
The Michelin X1, with a 6-year unlimited mileage tread-life warranty, gives you better wet traction than any rain tire, plus Michelin control in most driving conditions. After all, it hasn't rained that much in years.
Just up from 40 Deuce and Dream Street, there's a joint that jumps with solid swinging and hepcat scat. Where the Heidi-Ho Man and the Godfather of Soul hit the high notes with every cool in the pool. It's a house on fire called the Cotton Club, where every night the vibe is hot and live gigs aren't the only things that cook, because the club chases up some of the best choff in town. So if you're hip to the scene, grab some threads and bring your Visa card, because the club jives and jukes at a shake, but never with American Express. Visa, it's everywhere you want to be.
They've conquered Doral and Augusta, found redemption at Muirfield and La Costa. Now the PGA Tour brings together a field of dreams for the Tour Championship. Coverage begins Thursday at 3 on ESPN and continues this weekend on ABC Sports.
At the Tone, the time will be 7:30 p.m.
On Monday nights, your NFL action starts at 7:30 because between what happens on Sunday and what's coming up Monday night, there's plenty to talk about.
The time will be 7:30.
Join Mike Tirico, Sterling Sharp, and Joe Theismann as they take you deep inside the NFL. Analysis, perspective, experience. It's time to catch NFL Prime Monday. Monday nights at 7:30, only on ESPN.
Ever since I was a little kid, I dreamed about winning the Stanley Cup. But I also had this dream about this gorgeous blonde from space. And she came down, and all she really wanted to do was...
Cut!
What?
Let's stick with the hockey dream for now, Darren.
Primetime Players is brought to you by 1-800-COLLECT. The way we call collect today.
My game ball, Tim Biakabatuka gets hurt. Anthony Johnson, 3 starts, 300-yard games on the ground for the Panthers. 123 today as the Panthers win at home against the Saints. Billy, what do you have?
My game ball of Vinny Testaverde, great in defeat. 4 touchdown passes, 338 yards, but not enough, Tommy, as Baltimore gets beaten by Denver.
Yeah, and Billy, my game ball split between Ty Detmer and Irving Fryer. They combined today for 8 receptions, 116 yards, 4 TDs between them to get the Eagles a win over the Dolphins. And we will be back.
News from the front. Stalag 13. Colonel Wilhelm Klink rules his POW camp with an iron fist.
And you're the toughest commandant in Germany. I am? Oh.
Allied POWs known as Hogan's Heroes wage a secret war.
I see nothing. I know nothing.
In the USA, Hogan's Heroes, the collector's edition, is now available on video. Capture your first 4 episodes, including the original pilot, for $4.95 with subscription. The show is fast and funny, Rave's TV guide. Join Colonel Hogan and his heroes, comedy heroes, for a barracks full of laughs in Stalag style. Hogan's Heroes, the collector's edition. Order this TV classic on video today and get 4 episodes for $4.95 with subscription. And World War II will never be the same.
To get your first 4-episode video of Hogan's Heroes, the collector's edition, for only $4.95, have your credit card ready and call toll-free. 1-800-701-3838. That's 1-800-701-3838.
From ESPN Labs, ESPN Net Sports Zone. Updated nearly 1,000 times an hour, it always has something new to make you a better fan. ESPN Net Sports Zone. Technology for you.
NFL Primetime is brought to you by Goodyear.